Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is, Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new GMCs and GM-certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaygmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule that delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaygmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. And welcome inside the Coppola Studios for episode 284 of The Mom Game. I am Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. Cheers!
Yay! Cheers! We made it through another week.
We made it through the first week of school.
We did.
We did. So, what?
Already a mosquito or something in my wine.
Oh, just get it out.
I'll trade you.
I don't care.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Deworming anyway.
You are deworming.
Yeah, this bitch doesn't stand a chance in my body.
It does, and then come right out.
Oh my gosh.
We have such a fun worm situation to tell you all about later.
Yes. So our guest today, little deep tease, is the Worm Queen, the self-proclaimed Worm Queen. Fascinating conversation with her. I've been doing the worm cleanse. I'm on 2 weeks in.
The worm cleanse.
Yeah. It's a fascinating conversation. I was very skeptical about this woman. You know, when I first heard about her, I told her that because we taped the interview earlier this week. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's very eye opening.
Yeah. I was telling my family about it last night, and I did my gutty thing this morning.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little behind you. I was going to wait for a full moon.
Yeah, I know. I just also.
But I just decided after a conversation yesterday, I was so excited. I was like, I got to get these bad boys out of me.
Time to go.
If I have any sort of parasite, it's got to get out of me.
Well, and I think what we learned is we all have parasites. I mean, we'll have much more on this a little bit later in the show, but we all, you have there's parasites living inside of you. Which,
I mean, like, and you think about it, and it's kind of like, how could there not be? Like, eating raw fish, like some drinking tap water, like she said, gardening, being outside, petting your dog who licks its butt,
and eats its poop,
and then comes and licks your face.
Okay, that's how we all
have worms.
I know we do, but we're gonna talk to the worm queen later on in the show. Kim Rogers is her name.
She's awesome.
Stay tuned for that. I love her personality too.
Yeah,
like she's hilarious.
She DGAF. I love people who DGAF.
She does not GAF. Okay, so one thing we failed to discuss last week is, or 2 weeks ago, we had the conversation about your hardwood floors, and it was a Tuesday, and you were like, and so we're getting new hardwood floors, and they're gonna be ready on Friday. We'll move back into our house, and I was like, okay. Good luck on that, Ace. And like 24 hours later, you texted me and Jasmine were like, so it's going to be 2 weeks.
I don't text in that voice.
That's what it sounds like when I read it.
That is not my voice. That's like a snotty little bee.
So it's going to be 2 weeks.
I picture myself more like this.
Like animal from the Muppets?
I just don't know what's going on in life ever. I'm just like, I do. Oh, well, wouldn't you know?
Okay, that's more accurate. And it's so true. I love you so much, but God almighty, your life gives me so much anxiety. Like when you told me that.
Well, I guess we're getting a PRPO because I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my God, bless your heart.
Someone told me once that this would work, so I gave him a bunch of money.
I know. Oh my God,
it's true.
I know, but I did not want to be like, so told you so. But I was like, oh, because at that moment I didn't want to be the told you so police.
Well, yeah, who gives a shit?
But I wanted to be like,
I was in a low place.
What are you gonna do? Like, what is the plan? What is the strategy? Your kids are going to school in a few days. Like, What is happening?
Fresh off their 3-week vacation.
I mean, so,
yeah.
But, and that's also too what I love about you. I mean, it gives me anxiety, but I do love it about you. Just like I drive you crazy with my crazy OCD shit. Like, it's fine. We are who we are. But my question is, how are you doing in this moment? Where are you living? Do you have floors? Like what?
I think this often, like it's sad and crazy that just because we are a certain age and we've done things in life like birth humans
that you're supposed to have
we're
together.
Supposed to be responsible for all of these people's lives and things and houses and paperwork for every little thing and medicine. It's like, I didn't do shit to be qualified to do any of this. I just happened to be 40 years old with 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know anything about home building. I don't know about prescriptions I should be giving my kids. I don't know about, what activities they should or shouldn't be doing and how many times and should they try out for this and should I let them play with this person or that. Like, no, I'm just one human and I don't know about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think I'm trying my best. And I knew that we needed to redo some shit in our house because you heard the mold story. Like it finally was like, okay, whether I want to or not, or we have money to or not, like we either need to move or like do this. So we decided to do the kitchen. Oh my gosh, it's just been such a long time coming. It makes me so happy. And I came into the project with the mindset of I am so ready for this and excited for this. Whatever happens is going to be fine. And it's going to be worth it. Like
100%.
We're all healthy. We're all fine. My kids are, we're all resilient. They're whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's just where we're laying to rest our head each night. That we, kind of need to figure out. But yeah, so they did the kitchen and then the floors were not part of the initial plan. But, when you're doing kitchen floors, it makes sense to try and do all the floors. You've got the floor guys there. They have got a good price. Like they can do it all. And I was just kind of, I would say convinced, but they didn't have to do much convincing because I wanted to do it anyway. Because we had 4 different types of floor downstairs, like carpet, laminate, brick, and engineered hardwood in the front room. So it was kind of making me insane. And I just figured, let's just do it. I have the family concierge. I knew they could help me move out. They're amazing. And I had 2 days, moved everything out right after we got back from Canada, and I did it. And so we got everything moved out, ready to go. And then, started the floor project. And I don't know where things got haywire. It wasn't with my contractor. Maybe he's still learning too. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't take 4 to 5 days. You gotta like put them in, let them acclimate for a week.
If they're like true hardwood floors. Yeah. I mean, like you have the engineered hardwoods or whatever, those can go in and you can walk on them and do whatever. But like if you're doing the hardwoods, and I just know that because we had those in our previous house.
Yeah.
And it's and then you have to let it, like you said, let it settle with the humidity and all that bullshit. And then they have to stain them, which you can't walk on them for a while after that. So I was just doing the math in my head and being like,
I know. And you weren't the only one.
Yeah. But I think what happened is your contractor knew you wanted to do it, saw an opening and slid on in there.
Yeah, I think so. But they're not done. They look great. It looks awesome.
So are they all throughout, even in your bedroom?
Yes. Even in my bedroom.
The whole downstairs.
The whole downstairs.
Oh, you're going to love it.
The whole downstairs.
It'll be so worth it.
It'll be so worth it. And in a few months, I won't remember any of this ever happened. But now they're in, and we were supposed to move back in Saturday. And I think because we gave them like 2 weeks wiggle room by getting this VRBO, they squeezed in another job or something. So they're not starting the next step, which is sealing and sanding, sealing, and all that till Wednesday. So I don't think we can move in Saturday as planned. So I just got hit with that yesterday. So, so currently Sunday night, I might be at your house.
Okay.
Or the side of the road or in the upstairs of my house. That's the thing. We can all go upstairs and sleep if we have to.
Yeah.
And so that's probably what we'll end up doing is just sleep up there Sunday. And then Monday when the kids are at school, have the whole team come move everything in, have my ladies from Family Concierge get us all set. And then they'll come home from school and it'll be like one of those TV shows. Like,
yeah. Ta-da!
Ta-da! So that's probably what's going to end up happening. But yeah, it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a big process doing the real hardwoods.
Yeah, and just remodeling in general. Like I've always heard that if like you're going to remodel or do an addition or something like that, like you want to stay in your house, but like it's almost better just to cut bait.
Yeah.
And that's why you always hear like it's easier to build a house from the ground up than it is to remodel one.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of times when you're remodeling, you're doing it with older homes, you run into you're pulling stuff back, you're uncovering other issues, all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, like the pipe issue they found yesterday.
Yeah,
that they had to bring a plumber in for.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything else, so I'm hoping it was minor, like kind of a quick fix. But yeah, there's a lot. So I don't know. I mean, I think to build a new home is way more expensive. So that wasn't really on the table right now, and I needed to do the kitchen. But it is a lot. And the kitchen's coming together, and it looks great so far. They have the cabinets in. I can show you some videos.
Yeah.
Looks really good. I'm going to trying to make some last-minute decisions with colors and countertops and vent hoods and things like that. And that's another thing, something I'm not qualified for at all. So bringing in a little help to help me with that. But it's coming together. It's going to be great. And the kitchen will not be ready, when we move in. The kitchen will probably need another couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I can handle living there without the kitchen. But living there without the whole first floor and kitchen,
yeah.
So anyway, there's my update. But the VRBO, it's been kind of fun. It's been kind of fun to be, we're not far from our house, but in a little bit of a different part of the area. Fun to see different things, different places, go to different restaurants, see how we all exist in like a smaller 1-story instead of all being separated in a 2-story home. And it's fun. I haven't minded it one bit, but yeah, it'll be great to be back in.
Yeah, that is super exciting. Yeah. I'm excited for you. And all I have to say is better you than me, girl. Better.
Oh yeah. I would love for you to be forced to like live like me for just a week.
I would crash out so hard. It would not even be a question.
Yeah.
This is how far my OCD has gone. And how prevalent it is that now Henry's best friend Wyatt, who's at our house all the time, and I love the kid.
Yeah, my pickleball partner.
Do what?
My pickleball partner.
Oh yeah, you know Wyatt.
Yeah.
So now Wyatt has started rearranging shit in my house.
Oh,
like
just
moving,
to mess with you.
Like moving stuff in the refrigerator. Little things, because I thought no one's been in our house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Wyatt is starting to do this.
Like, who needs toilet papering anymore? We can all just go mess with Henry's mom.
Exactly.
That's a new fun activity.
That just shows you how effed up I am.
That's amazing.
That my kids' friends are noticing.
It's funny. It's a fun built-in activity for them.
It is. Okay, let's talk a little sports squirts brought to us by our friends at Early Bird CBD. You could probably use a couple lately.
I could. Yes. Love my friends at Early Bird CBD. Was wearing their little t-shirt yesterday. Most important thing, we have a code that you can use. It is now active. MomGame20. It's good for 20% off of your first order online. This is a CBD.
Oh, there's drums.
Oh my gosh, it's the Mavs drum line.
Mavs drum line's here. Okay.
Well, if y'all can hear that,
so I think you should do the Early Bird read to the rhythm of the Mavs drum line.
Mom Game 20 is now active. Good for 20% of your first order online. It's a new code. I can't keep up with that beat. I don't really know. This is a new code, so it can be used by someone just once, even if you've purchased previously. Go to the website, earlybirdcbd.com. And what this is a really nice gummy that makes you feel good, kind of takes the edge off right before bed. You might have your glass of wine and maybe before bed, and maybe you don't need that anymore if you just enjoy some Early Bird gummies. There is a microdose of THC from hemp, and that's the core feature of the gummies. And just an advisory, don't take one of these and then do a drug test at work because it might not pass. But this is going to help you relax, which if you've listened to 1 minute of us talking today, we could all use a little relaxation. And I have a feeling moms with kids starting school again are in the same boat. Dads as well. Mom Game 20, once again, is that code, earlybirdcbd.com.
Love me some early bird. Yeah, I've been cutting down on my drinking at the nighttime since I've been going to bed early and just pop a couple early birds. 20 minutes later, I am in my snooze zone. It's amazing. Okay,
snooze
control. Not a ton of sports stuff going on right now.
I know, it's weird.
It's kind of quiet. Cowboys are Cowboys. Still no Micah deal. Preseason games, they suck.
Do we think he'll end up as a Cowboy this season? Yes or no?
Yes, for sure. I do. Do you?
I don't.
You don't think he'll be a Cowboy this season? You
as
think
of yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know. It just sounds like it's getting personal.
Yeah, it does sound like it's getting personal.
It might be more him. Like, once you don't want to play for someone, don't want to work for someone, don't want to work with someone.
Yeah.
It's hard to enjoy yourself. So I don't know. I was thinking it was all kind of just
gonna be
worked out. Yeah. But yesterday, it's like the more and more I'm hearing, it's like, no, something happened with him and Jerry. And
yeah, I think I heard on the radio this morning that like Adam Schefter was saying like that he feels like a divorce is coming, not necessarily this year, because they can still, if they write him out this year, he makes like $24 million, and then they have the opportunity to franchise tag him. The trade might come like in the off season or next off season or something like that. But a long-term relationship between Micah and the Cowboys might not be in the cards.
And so
obviously there's people far, far, far more connected. I mean, I'm not connected at all. I just
but that
I hear
was
on the radio or whatever.
That's what you heard,
right?
From someone that is. It's hard because football is such a hard game, and you have to be so passionate, right? Like you have to want it. And I think he could probably block out the stuff with the owner, but I also don't know that he can't. People love him because he wears his emotions on his sleeve. Like, like if you don't want to play for someone and you're going to go out there and put your body on the line for them just because you're getting paid a lot for 1 year, I don't think that's a good recipe for success.
I see what you're saying, but I will say, in being around the vast majority of professional athletes that I've been around over the years, that there are some that like you look at like Josh Hamilton, for example. Josh didn't love baseball. Josh didn't. I mean,
he was just good.
He was good. Like, he doesn't watch baseball. He never watched baseball outside of when he played for whatever team he was on. Since then, he said he doesn't keep up with it, in his post-retirement life. There are some people like this is just what they, were good at it. This is kind of the route that they went. I think with a guy like Micah, he's so competitive, not only just in football, but like with himself that like, I think there's going to be this has been the most ridiculous roundabout point I've tried to make. I think with the vast majority of professional athletes, there is that inner competition and the desire to be the best that you can be, the best. And for someone like him, possibly the best in the game, that I don't think there's going to be no half-assing it. And I think football is such a hard sport to half-ass it because you run the risk of being injured so easily, that I think I wouldn't worry about that with him.
And he'll probably compete like with himself.
That's
like,
what I mean.
Wanting to get the numbers.
And also too, right? You get the numbers, and if he doesn't sign a deal with the Cowboys, if he plays this season, it's going to be for whoever he's playing for next.
Contract year.
Exactly. So I don't think that's something to worry about, but I do worry about the fracture within that relationship, because he is such a he's such a forward-facing guy.
We'll talk about it on his podcast.
Right, and it's like with the negotiations with like Dak and CD, like those were different. Those were kept relatively quiet, and those guys just handled it differently. And I don't think Micah obviously he's not handling it the same as they did.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah,
and it's kind of sad. Like it's sad that it's happening. It'll be real sad if he's not a Cowboy.
Yeah. We're talking about like one of the best players. Top 5 for sure, defensive player in the NFL.
Right. Not to mention like super lovable and like affable and like kids love him. I went to the preseason game this past weekend, thanks to Kendra Scott and the junior Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. By the way, should I open up? We had a merging of both things. Yes. Open up your gift.
Oh, I got this from Kendra Scott.
Yes.
Brought it.
I know. Don't you love a nice
in there?
Yellow box surprise.
Anything that comes in a yellow box is going to be good. Okay, finish your story.
So with Micah, when we were leaving the field and popped into the pro shop, and I was looking around at all the jerseys, and it was like a moment like, okay, there's Dak, CD, and Micah like everywhere.
Yeah.
And Micah is usually who my kids would go for. I'm like, would I buy them a Micah jersey right now? Like it's like he's one of the faces of the team, and it's sad because there would have to be a lot of after effects if he was not a Dallas Cowboy anymore, going all the way to fans and pro shops and jerseys and everything else, just like Luka. I mean, it would be also way too close in proximity to the time that the Dallas fans lost Luka. It would be very sad. So I hope that they can work it all out. And yes, a big fat check or talking about money and him getting a lot of money will help eliminate all of this maybe from his brain, but it's just kind of sad. I just hate that professional sports has come to so much money talk.
I know.
What'd you get?
College sports is the same way.
I know.
I got this cute little Cowboys bracelet, and I'm trying to hook it on.
Oh, that is really cute.
So cute.
Yes.
Thank you.
Love
Kendra.
it.
Okay. Well, the videos looked so cute of Anna dancing on the field.
Yeah, it was
so cute.
Fun.
Future DCC.
Mm-hmm. That was probably her only time ever dancing on the field. But maybe. You never know. Never say never.
Never know. Okay, other sportsy stuff. Rangers. Oh, womp womp. They're just, it's not
happening.
It's not good. It's not getting better.
You're not saying there's a chance?
There is a chance.
I'm not saying there's a chance.
I'm saying there's a chance. I'm saying the chance is very small. Now you're competing with like 5-6 teams for the last wild card spot. You're like 5-6 games back. It's just, they can't seem to get the offense going. It's just same story. And it's like, at this point, the thing that's hardest, I think, for me as a Rangers fan and, someone who's covered the team for so long, especially that 2023 World Series season, is that these guys that you thought were going to be such staples for you for many years to come are just not performing. And I think in 2024, we all kind of said, well, coming off the World Series, and everyone's going to have a little bit of a, for lack of a better word, hangover and a come down and, all that kind of stuff. And then now that it's like, 2 seasons in a row, it's like you kind of have to look at your roster and be like, this is who they are the last 2 years. You can't look at 2023 anymore.
What are we talking about?
You have to look at 24 and you have
Big
to look
names.
at 25. Dolly. Josh Young has been injured, but he has been very inconsistent. Marcus has been up and down, but he's such a stabilizing force. Corey has been good, but even by Corey standards, he hasn't been, what he was.
Yeah.
Jonah Heim has not been good. Josh Smith has been probably one of the most consistent guys, even last season too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's technically still a utility player, but so and the pitching's been so good, and it just feels like you've wasted it. And I hate that word, but it's just like, ugh. So it's hard to watch because you feel like these guys should be performing at such a different level, and they just haven't.
And they're probably so frustrated.
They are so frustrated, and it's just hard. So I think there's going to be a lot of tough decisions made this offseason. So, but
well, that's a good Rangers update.
No fun. I
mean, not positive, but a good recap of where we're
encompassing.
At. Yeah.
All right, let's get to some feed stuff because that's where the heart of our show is, leading up to our Worm Queen guest.
The Worm Queen guest.
What's on our feed? Brought to us by our friends at Audrie Dollins Media.
Yes. Thank you to Audrie Dollins Media for helping us look like we have our S together when we really don't.
We sure don't.
They help us with our social media. Everything you see out on social media that looks really nice and pretty, it's done by them. And they also help us with a lot of different collaborations. They can help us collaborate with you if you're interested in having Emily and I work with you or somebody and to help grow your business. They also help with brand management, monetization management, collaboration management, like I mentioned, influencer management, content creation and photography, social media management, and website design. Audrie Dollins herself made our beautiful website, themomgamepod.com, which we absolutely love. And they also do our weekly newsletter. If you're not getting our newsletter, what are you waiting for? There's magic in there, magic and surprises and gold. There's gold in there.
Wow.
Yeah, like real gold in
the
computer website. Go to themomgamepod.com. There's a little pop-up. You can type in your email address, and then you'll get the newsletter with gold on the inside.
False advertising. Okay, first thing I want to talk about, we've got a few things to talk about socially. The first thing I want to talk about is Taylor on the new Heights.
Did you watch it?
I watched every second. I listened to every word she said. I loved it. But here's the thing I came away from. First of all, she is so incredibly likable.
Yeah.
Like people that hate on her for just being so effing popular and rich, like you suck. And
jelly.
You're totes jelly. She's so likable. Mm-hmm. She's so self-deprecating. Mm-hmm. The only thing that made me cringe a little bit is Travis is too in love with her. Like he is too much.
He's like a puppy dog.
Like when he was like, "You're so athletic." She's like, "I'm not athletic at all. I can't, and you throw a great spiral. I don't throw spirals." Like, she's like, "What are you talking about?" But like, he's so obsessed with her that if they were new in this relationship, like if this relationship was 2 months old, I'd be like, isn't it called like love bombing or something?
Yeah.
I would be like, he's totally love bombing her. He needs to get over it. Huh? Is it? Mm-hmm. So, but because of the fact that they've been together for 2 years, I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's still like a puppy dog with her. Like, it's adorable. Listen, it is adorable. And I think it's great, but he is so obsessed with her. And I think it's great. If it were 2 months old, I would think I would be very suspicious. The fact that it's 2 years, I'm like, this dude is just like he said, I'm the luckiest guy in the world, which he should feel that way. Like you're married to one of the most successful, creative, smartest, richest women in the fucking world. Yes, you should think you're the luckiest man in the world because
soon to be maybe married.
She is the catch. Mm-hmm. And I also think he's cool too. Like he's kind of like but he's funny. He's handsome. He's got a great body. Like there's lots of great things about Travis Kelce. Yeah. But like if you look at, and do you ever think about that? Like if people look at your marriage and they're like, well, she's obviously the prize here. Or, I always wonder if people are like, poor Mike.
I don't think so. Boy, they're like, poor Mike.
He's got to put up with a lot of shit with this one. Like, do you ever think that? It's so true.
Just kidding.
But like, do you ever look at couples like that like, you're like,
I think everyone does.
Do you?
I think everyone like from a distance, like judges, like, and I also do think it's interesting how all the people in the world, like, how do all these couples end up together?
Yes.
And are they a fit in my mind? Because that's what matters.
Yeah. Are they a fit? And like,
do they look like a fit?
Do you ever think about
a lot of people don't look like a fit.
And then some people that have kids, I'm like, they had sex. Like how did that work? Like just knowing like some people's personalities, you're like, not that I'm like thinking about it, but I guess I am. Like those two people
I know
had sex enough times to make a couple of babies.
Right. A lot of times.
And that just goes to show
may or may not still be.
There's something and there's someone for everyone.
Right.
And that everyone has sex.
Yeah. That's how babies are made.
They are.
It is weird to think about.
It is so weird.
Like some people just.
I should not think about that.
I don't ever want to think about that.
I know. I need to put it out of my hand. This is the problem with me. I can't. My mind doesn't ever stop. So it's like it'll go from like, oh, I got work calls to make, and then it's like, oh God, those two people having sex. That seems weird. And it's like, no,
Same.
Get it together. This is why I have my AirPods in all day, listening to other things. I need to listen to other people talk, so I don't have to listen to the voices in my head.
Mm-hmm. I think that's quite normal.
Okay.
Because we have a lot going on in our brains.
I know, but I need to put my friends having sex out of.
You should.
I need to put that out of my brain.
You should. But you know what? You know what's even weirder to think about?
What?
You think that like, how much do men think about that? If you think about that, how much do men think about?
I think
like,
they're thinking
people
about
that they know.
I bet they're thinking
or like women or like.
Oh, women, yes.
Other women they know.
Oh.
Do you think
they're thinking about way weirder shit than we do? Like they're thinking about weird stuff.
But they're not like, oh, they seem like a cute couple. I wonder, how they.
Also, too.
They're thinking like, oh, she's hot. I bet you wonder if she's.
Also, too, haven't
That's
we
all
established
they think about.
that they just don't think? They're just like.
Yeah.
Not all dudes, but like I feel like they think about the things that are necessary.
Yeah, we did discuss this.
Right. I feel like they're just like, it's like
mate.
Like what's that like
the brown noise.
Brown noise or what remember are you old enough to remember when TVs had like static and it was like that black and white
Yeah.
Like maybe that's just what it's like.
That's all it is. But sex is in there.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
it's like shh, shh. Oh yeah, shh.
Oh God.
No,
and we've solved men's brains.
So I mean, love you,
men's
all
brains,
of you. I love men so much. Love men. I love all of you. But yeah, it's weird to think about.
Do.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on from that.
Glenn just did do in our ear.
You did? I didn't hear it. Do. Okay, so back to
that
Travis.
Song was really good.
Back to what? Shh. Thank you.
That was a really good song.
So back to Taylor and Travis. So
Speaking
okay, yes, I watched every bit of it. I love them. I think she's great. I think the Easter egg stuff is a little too much for me. Like when I started seeing online about she wore orange on the 23rd day of the 8th month.
But she said in the interview, if you don't want to, it's there for the people that want it.
Yes.
But she doesn't, like, you will never notice it, nor do you need to give an F if you're not into all that. She said that. It was cool hearing her say that.
For sure. I thought she said some great things. Yeah. Like that my energy is a luxury item and maybe you can't afford it. Like a fucking mint, sister.
You haven't earned the capital to afford my energy. And when you start fixating on something, that becomes your day.
Yeah.
Like it's so obvious, but true. And we need to hear that more. Like why spend your time and energy on someone that doesn't deserve it? And it's good for, we've had these conversations a lot. Hers is on a giant level, of course, but just people saying mean shit.
Right.
And how you can let it infiltrate your brain and become your day or not.
Right.
I loved it.
Yeah. I thought she was great. It was I don't listen to podcasts, including our own. Like I just don't. But I made it a point. I wanted to listen to that. First of all, because I wanted to make you proud. But I thought I wanted to see like what they sounded like, what they looked like. And I thought that her interactions with Jason and like them talking about so many, like her interactions with the cats and his kids and, all that kind of stuff. It just seems like a very like normal relationship, which sounds weird to say, but it seems as normal as it could possibly be.
And I
hope they get married and have a bunch of babies. And
I think they will.
Yes.
Ain't too soon.
I mean, he is so obsessed with her.
He's so obsessed with her. And I don't know. I know what you are saying. Like, is it too much? But like, that's the kind of person you need if you're going to make it 50 something years into your old age, sitting on rockers.
No question.
With like nothing else to do in the world because your kids have gone to college and you're just sitting there. Like, that's what you need.
And I think the fact of the way she takes it.
Yeah.
Like, as my, outside observer, like the way that she takes it, it's not like,
right.
She's like, no, I'm not athletic. No, I can't throw a spiral. Shut up, Jason. And she said a million times, said her boyfriend. Like, because he would be like, blah, blah, blah. She's the best thing ever. And she would be like, said her boyfriend. Like, she's very self-aware.
Who wrote a song called I'm the Problem, It's Me.
Yeah.
Like, she has had issues in the past with like self-confidence, which is insane.
Yeah.
But she's very self-deprecating, but also like, I think it's a real thing. I mean, when you've dated that many people too, that like someone finds something wrong with you almost every time, I think she's hard on herself.
Yeah.
But no, like it was just so cool. I'm so glad that she chose to do this, that she chose to announce her album on the podcast, because it's just, everybody in the world wants like a piece of her, right? And this was one way to just sit down, give everybody what they want, which is
in a place where she's comfortable.
Being interviewed by freaking Jason Kelce. Like, how many media members would kill?
By the way, he's the cutest thing ever.
He's adorable.
And Kylie. I mean, they're like they just seem like a really cool, fun family. Like, I would totally love to go to one of their family reunions.
Yeah.
Like, well, Kylie seems like such a badass. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like she might be number one on my list of people I would like to get on this show.
Right. Yeah.
Is Kylie Kelce.
She'd be great. But yeah, I think like I've seen a lot like about like this is how real men should act, or whatever, just to be able to like prop up a woman. And like even people were commenting on the fact that like they didn't interrupt her. Like, how many men just interrupt women probably without even, not trying to be all feministy, but like without even realizing that they're doing it because what they have to say is more important.
Right.
Or, just the fact that they like gave her the space and in that they're always putting her on a pedestal because she deserves to be. And I thought it was a really cool kind of example of how men can treat women that are successful instead of being threatened by them.
Yeah.
Or instead of fearing like that they're going to take some of their shine away because she's so shiny. Like, and she's literally written songs about this. Like, that's Bejeweled. You know, it's like I wasn't getting to be myself with Joe in her last relationship because he kind of wanted to like keep her quiet and keep her hidden and keep her silent and like.
And it takes a super confident dude,
right?
And obviously he's built for it.
He is
absolutely built for it.
He's so confident. He's so funny. I love that. Like, she's helping him realize that this shit on the internet doesn't matter. Like, that was literally something that he said. He was like, I would read everything, and I was bothered mostly because I didn't want her to think less of me because of something she saw on the internet.
Right.
He was like, I didn't want to F this up, you know, but she's helping him have a better perspective on life. And I think like you said, that quote about your energy, you know, being expensive, she has the perfect mindset for a lot of people, and especially her. So being that famous, you've seen how many people can crash and burn. Like, look at Britney Spears.
For sure.
And if you don't have your head on straight and your perspective in check, it could be really bad.
Well, and I think too, so much of that comes with age and experience. Like, and I feel like it's not just for Taylor Swift, it's for all of us.
Yeah.
That like you get to a point where you're just like, these are the things I'm okay with. These are the things I'm not. These are the things I'm going to put my energy into. These are the things I'm not. And it's totally fine. But I thought it was fantastic.
It was great. It was so fun. I loved all their little silly inside jokes.
Yeah.
Like the otters and the bread. And she's just as cheesy and goofy and silly and weird as like us. She's
a giant dork, which I love.
She's a giant dork.
Yeah.
And
she's, taking care of cats and making sourdough. Like, she's a total dork, which is awesome.
And I love that she said like that his kind of like going on his podcast and proclaiming his love for her and requesting to go on a date is like what she was writing about since she was a kid, you know, when I forget You Belong With Me. I think the music video, like she's literally in her room, like as a dorky kid, like, and there's a guy in the other house next door. She's just kind of pining away at until he finally holds up a sign. Is like, do you want to go to prom or whatever? Like, she's been wanting someone to do something like that. And that's the romantic gesture. 2025 version of a romantic gesture. Like, I have a podcast and I'm going to go on it and ask to, date you.
Yeah.
And I love how she made fun of him about it. Like, I want to date you. Where are you?
Right.
Like, she's just fucking hilarious.
I didn't go through any of the protocols that you have to go through when you're, trying to get after Taylor Swift.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like two-pronged too, and then I'll shut up about this. But it's like, we got to learn a lot about her. We got to learn a lot about them. And she has a new album coming out that is like buried the lead, right? Like, that's such a huge story.
Yeah.
She's been working on this for a while. She worked on it the whole time she was on the Eras tour. So it's all about like the behind the scenes of
just crazy that she did that while she was on that damn tour.
I mean, she's insane.
She is insane.
I cannot wait for this music.
Sure.
She called it, she and Travis obviously Travis has listened. They called it an album of bangers.
Bangers.
We're going to be dancing.
Okay.
And singing.
Well,
and
let's
partying.
go.
And she's all hot now in these pics. Like,
I know.
She's putting all these
October
pics
3rd,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Because that adds to 13.
Look at you.
Okay. I know you had some stuff you want to talk about.
Swiftie?
I mean, I've always told you I love her. I like her. I like her music. I just haven't been like so invested. But I love her. And I want great things for her.
Yeah.
And I told you when I went to her concert, it was fucking badass.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to talk about the Ozempic vulva?
Sure. You
okay?
Go
real fast. What else do we have before we get to our guest? We got to.
I can delay my things for later.
Will you put them in the tackle box?
Yep, I'll put them in the tackle box. Yeah. Unless you want to quickly talk about Lil Boo Boos. What the hell's going on?
Lil Boo Boos is going to hold till next week.
Okay. Can we still use our title though?
Lil Boo Boos and labia. No, I think we have to put Taylor in the title. Yeah. Okay. We can save Labubu's or we just talk about Labubu's and labias next week.
We did talk about Labubu's right now by talking about Labubu's, so we can still title it.
Okay, let's just quick hit Labubu's. What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
That's all it really is.
So thankfully, Hattie has not said Labubu one time. So I think we're in the clear. What age group is this happening?
I think like 8 through 15-ish, maybe.
So there's still a chance.
And they're
I'm
like
gonna get
really
hit.
expensive.
They're so what are they? What are they for? What purpose do they serve?
I don't think they serve a purpose. This is something that somehow like has been. They're showing kids via social media and people freaking out about it that other people need to get these and freak out about it. Like, I think that's really how it started. It's just a little ugly keychain thing that's like a little stuffy that looks like you'd get from a claw machine.
Right.
That's what they look like. And they have fangs. They're very ugly.
Does Anna ask for any of these?
No, they just learned about them. She's not asking for them. I think she knows better. Like, I never got her an elf pet when everyone was getting pets for their damn elf. She was one of the only ones that didn't get an elf pet.
That. Yeah.
And I'd say that Labubu's in that category. Like, when you're stretching to like try and get your kid all the shit just to like get your kid the shit.
Yeah, I've seen I'm
not going to do that.
It's been the talk on my group chat for a little bit because a couple of the girls that are a little bit younger. Yeah. And so is it now you're a total loser if you have a fake Labubu?
I think you're a loser. And I saw some headline that was like, some of these fake Labubus are actually like dangerous. They're like, something in them is like dangerous for the kids. So now I don't know. It's next level. Ryder has a Pokemon obsession. It's a whole nother story. I kind of equate the Labubus to like Pokemon. We took him to this underground Pokemon store Sunday night. It's a whole world. Pokemon.
Let's put a pin in that. Put a hook in that and put it in the tackle box.
I had so many thoughts. But the guy basically told him, Ryder brought his little binder and was like, hey, want to see if, any of these Pokemon cards are worth anything. The guy was like, I'll take a look at it, buddy. Goes through slowly. I'm going to pass, bud, but thanks for bringing it in. Let me tell you something. A lot of these are fake. Fake Pokemon cards.
Oh my God.
They don't have the same. So he's like showing Ryder why they're all fake, and poor Ryder is just like, heart's breaking. I'm like, well, you want to play with the big boys?
Oh my God.
You want to ask for money at some underground Pokemon shop? You're going to get the hard truth. And apparently he's got fake Pokemons.
Still trying to get over the fact that you took Ryder to a underground Pokemon store.
The child is incessant.
Okay.
With his requests.
All right. Well, we're going to talk more about that.
He could make me jump off of a mountain because he will ask me like every 2 seconds for 2 hours until I do what he's asking for.
You submit.
Until I submit. I'm just like, ah!
Let's
Where's the mountain?
Okay, well, there's Labubu talk. Neither of us understand it.
WTF.
Okay, last item before our guest comes on is the Ozempic vulva is making women look aged and droopy down there.
How do we have enough evidence to know this?
According to the New York Post, you can add Ozempic vulva to the list of Ozempic finger, Ozempic breast, Ozempic face, and Ozempic butt. I will tell you, the only one I've heard of is Ozempic face.
Yeah.
And you can tell. And I don't even know if it's Ozempic face. It's just like when someone loses a shit ton of weight in a quick amount of time, the first thing you notice is their face. Yes. And you're like, oh, wow, you have lost some weight. So apparently Ozempic and other GLP-1 drugs have become extremely popular for their ability to manage type 2 diabetes, blah, 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 blah. The rapidity of weight loss can cause visible skin sagging, all that kind of stuff, which is normal for, quick weight loss. All areas of the body can show visible skin changes in response to the significant weight loss, including the lower belly, pubic mons, and inner and outer labia. So they have complained, some GLP-1 users, that their weight loss has led to...
What are they expecting?
A decrease in their labia majora, causing it to appear deflated or aged. But good news, labia puffing may help.
Oh, my
This procedure
God.
restores volume and fullness to the labia majora via dermal fillers or fat grafting.
We've talked about this before. Like, I don't know what all the parts are.
Labiaplasty is to reshape
I don't know what the
labia
is.
So labia are the lips.
Oh.
Right? That's your outside.
I don't know, man.
And then there's... So anyway, we're going to do some research and get back to you guys next week. We'll have a diagram and everything.
Yep.
I just know that... So down there, did you have vaginal births?
Yes.
So I didn't. So I feel like my shit is tight.
Congrats.
Intact. But I feel like my friends that had the, when the baby shoots out of you, vaginal birth.
Okay.
That stuff gets a little more, it's a little dicier.
Well, yeah, you shoot a human out of it.
100%.
Not our fault.
Right. So hindsight's 2020, right? But when I had Henry and I was so wanting to have a vaginal birth, like, because I wanted to push and do all the things. And then I was in labor for 34 hours and spiked a fever. And then they had to do an emergency C-section. I was just like, felt like a piece of my womanhood had been taken away from me. And then with Hattie, I tried to get my doctor. I was like, I want to do a vaginal birth. She's like, let me just tell you something. Like, I already have a really clean path in there. You got a scar. I'm just going to cut it right back open, pull that baby out. they are not giving out medals for the hardest birth ever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend this. And I was like, you
would have taken the drugs, right?
What drugs?
Like epidural?
Oh, I did all the drugs.
Okay.
Oh, I did all the drugs. So I was ready for it.
Yeah.
But then I had to have an emergency. Yes.
Yeah.
So I just
took all natural people that I'm like,
oh, no. Oh, are you kidding? You think I'm going to do
I didn't
natural?
Think so, but you're talking about your womanhood and shit.
No, but I thought because there was something about that.
Yeah.
But then after Henry, and then she was like, I've got a clear path in there. I'm just going to slice that thing back open, sew it back up. I'll tuck it real tight. And I was like, okay. And she's told me those were her exact words. They are not giving out trophies or medals or whatever for the hardest birth. Like there's no reason for you should not have a vaginal birth after you've already had a C-section.
Right.
I do not recommend it as your
Makes
doctor.
no sense.
If you want me to do this, I will oblige, but I'm telling you as your doctor, I do not recommend this.
Nice and tight.
And I was like, well, now, 14, 15 years later, I'm like,
oh, are you? But there's no way you can compare.
I have how do you know?
Okay. I'm just going to stop there. It was weird.
No, that is weird. I haven't asked to see anyone's labia. But so for those of you suffering from Ozempic labia, you're not alone.
Well, and it's newsflash.
Just so you know.
When you drop a bunch of weight, everything's going to be floppy. So we could have every part of our body be Ozempic, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Everything's going to get floppy.
I know. Well, you know what? Eventually everything's going to get floppy anyway.
Right. Might as well get skinny and floppy.
Okay, so let's get to our guest.
Yes.
As if this program couldn't get any weirder. We go from Ozempic labia to the Worm Queen. And the Worm Queen is in our news desk, brought to us by our friends at Tailgate USA, which is a Texas-based company that offers turnkey tailgate parties, trailers, full event services, including delivery, setup, catering, bartending, satellite TVs, and yes, ladies, those nice bathrooms, the RV style bathrooms, meaning no porta potties.
Hey.
They support tailgating events at NFL, college football, baseball, soccer games, golf tournaments, charity events, festivals, concerts, corporate events, you name it. They have you covered. Any event, any size, any location. All you have to do is show up. They will do all the work. Big shout out to Justin Morrison and the team at Tailgate USA because they support the Do It for Durrett Foundation. Our huge event is coming up September 12th. We have got golf at Grapevine Golf Club in the morning and then the concert at Texas Live. We can now announce that it is the Bird Dogs opening up, and then we have Rhett Miller and Josh Weathers doing an acoustic duet where they're going to play off each other. So exciting, so fun, so ready for it. So doitfordurrett.com if you want more information on the Do It for Durrett event, both the golf and the concert. A huge shout out to Tailgate USA for supporting the Do It for Durrett Foundation and our event every year. And they are going to actually give a kickback to the Durrett Foundation if you book your tailgating event from now until the end of the month. Yes. So think about it. College football season's coming up. NFL, so many things coming up in the fall. Reach out to Tailgate USA. That's tailgateusa.net, or shoot me a DM. I will put you directly in touch with Justin. He will get your whole scene squared away. They are amazing, and we are grateful for them, both here on the Mom Game and the Do It for Durrett Foundation. And now, without further ado, Julie, who is it?
It's the Worm Queen.
And we are excited to welcome to the Mom Game a very popular lady because of what she has been doing on the health front, what she has done, what she has uncovered. And she's known affectionately, I guess I could say, Kim, as the Worm Queen. Is that affectionately?
Very. I was crowned.
Okay.
I didn't want to be the worm lady.
Okay.
I need a crown.
The Worm Queen.
Talk about this nastiness and this grossness and this worms. You gotta have a crown while doing it.
Yes. Okay. So Kim Rogers, you are the Worm Queen. Tell us about your journey to becoming the Worm Queen. How you developed this program that you did, and what you're trying to do with this platform that you now have.
Well, I went viral on TikTok in 2021 and I just saw this need. I come from Western medicine. I hold 2 healthcare degrees. I ran 25 medical colleges. I authored books. And this is just something that was a huge miss in my classically trained academia life, but also in my own personal health journey. I actually have parasites, mold, and chronic Lyme, and all of those things were missed for me. I had a hysterectomy when I was 29 years old, and there's a possibility I didn't really need it because of all these environmental toxins that were just kind of beating me up and eating my body. So I've kind of vowed after going viral in 2021 that I would help others be advocating for themselves to learn about what environmental toxins are and also a cleanse. So I went viral over a parasite cleanse that wasn't mine. And about 3 months later, I started my own business. And that's what I've been doing every day since 2021.
Yeah. So what was, I gotta know, what was, I haven't seen it. What was in that video in 2021? How am I've been living under a rock apparently.
It was mostly on TikTok, and then I kind of pivoted myself 2 years ago over to Instagram. But I just basically said 1 million viewers in 2 hours watched it, and 10 million total watched the whole thing. And the reason why parasite cleansing is such a big trend is because I'm really loud. And I feel like this is a miss in the wellness community, in Western medicine cultures. Like, it's just something that none of us have ever really thought about or talked about, but we all have parasites, at least 95% of us, according to the CDC, 60 million of us, but that's those that have been tested on an accurate test. So in the big picture of things, we've never cleansed. We've never dewormed our bodies, but we have pets and we eat salmon and sushi and raw produce, and we go to other countries and come home with belly aches, but never really think, oh, like a worm might have actually like created an environment inside of me, and that could be what's wrong with me. Maybe I need to do some wormwood and Oregon grapefruit and black walnut hull and kind of flush it out and see if that's what my chronic illness issues are before having a life altering event. So my video was, I've been in Western medicine for over 18 years and I've never dewormed myself until now. And I saw carcasses, they came out of my skin, they came out my urine. And then I just kind of talked a little bit more about that what I used and basically what it was like. And I had itchy butt, and that was it. Ever since, I've done this every day since. Every day. I've taken 2 days off since 2021. Sunday, yesterday was one of those days.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm on a mission.
You are on a mission. It's amazing. So tell us, I guess, how do people get worms, and how come so many of us don't know about it if we have them?
I mean, if you want to think about how Western medicine indoctrinated us, I mean, that's definitely one way. We also think that our bodies should just break them down and remove them, but that's just not really the case. You have to actually bring in antiparasitics if you are a child or if you're chronically ill, specifically because you're just kind of sedentary, and we're the perfect host. And by definition, a parasite is anything that feeds off a host, which is really gross. And in Latin terms, it's an unwanted dinner guest. So that's even grosser. But if you think about our lifestyle and kind of how we've all been indoctrinated to think, oh, you just can take this pill and everything's fine, or, you know, maybe it's this. And really it's that we should be cleansing 3 to 4 times a year. We're out there eating fish. Fish is a huge reason why you have parasites. Your pets, we deworm our animals. We should be deworming ourselves. They lick us. They're out there eating poop, licking their butts, and then they get in and they lick you and they lay in your bed and they're microscopic and you just don't know if you caught one. And then months later, you don't feel well. You go to the doctor and the doctor's like, oh, you're just stressed, or your skin issue is for whatever other reason, or, you know, I could never get a clear answer either. And then as soon as I dewormed and I saw them in the toilet within 3 days, I was like, oh, well, I wonder if this is really what all my problems are. And from that moment forward, I can show you guys what I used to look like. I think you've seen a picture of it before, but your audience could look at it. And sure. I was a roller derby girl. Oops, this way. That's what I used to look like. I was very ill. That was only 5 years ago.
Wow.
I worked 80 hours a week. I went to school. I derbied. I snowboarded. Like, I was a very athletic person. And it just took a few months of my health declining to just put me in to chronic illness. So it's really important that we do this. It's just one of those things I think is just being missed out there in the world. And our water's contaminated.
Okay, so my question is, how did you come? Because I want to get to my person because I'm 2 weeks in right now, but like, how did you come up with this? Is this just your medical background where you came up with this kind of formula to create this cleanse?
Yeah, so I loved pharmacology. That was my jam. I loved teaching it. I loved learning about it. And herbs are the same. They're just a plant that has symptom relief with them. And when I was deworming on TikTok, and when I say like I was deworming, I did a video multiple times a day. I showed everything about my cleanses, and then I got people's feedback. So I was reading comments, I was researching other countries, I was looking at like the Amish, the way they deworm themselves. What do they use? How do they use it? And so I just started accumulating all of this information, and this is my jam. I love to research. And so I started creating a kit, and I was talking about other people's products. You got to do some heavy metals because they hold on to heavy metals. It weights them down. So even if you go in and you eat a lot of cilantro, you're going to release those heavy metals, but then what are you going to do to get rid of the parasites that they released and the eggs they're dropping on the way out? So that's where you bring in something like Parify. And then you have Candida. Candida is a parasite. We all have yeast. It overgrows specifically because you're eating crappy to feed them. How do you go in and actually suppress your appetite while removing the parasites and any bad bacteria and viruses that they're dropping? Because they can hold 6 to 8 times their weight in spores, heavy metals, bacteria, viruses, and eggs. And that's in a physical worm. So you're killing that off. Well, you got to bring herbs in to relieve some of that to your body as well, so it doesn't absorb back into your body. So you bring in herbs like usnea. Usnea is Mother Nature's doxycycline. It pushes bacteria out of your body. So when you're killing the parasite, it's dropping all of the crap that's in their bodies, and then you bring in that herb to go ahead and push that out as well. So it's a whole system. So you can't just go in and take something like Paragard. Paragard is specifically just to relieve parasites. You got to bind. If you're not binding, that's going back into your body as well, which is what happened to me. So I did Paragard. Paragard was really rough on my husband and me. Then I brought in Oregon grapefruit because I have small intestinal parasites. My skin was a mess. Oregon grapefruit helps with that. That's what's in Sustain. And then I started doing a heavy metal detox, and I realized you should do them all at the same time. You already feel like trash. You might as well just keep feeling like trash and getting rid of all of the things to really give yourself a break. And I didn't know what a binder was. I come from Western medicine. When we would give people charcoal in the ER, it was definitely not in a microdose. It was if they were overdosing or had alcohol poisoning. So the same concept is there. You have to come in and bring in a binder to bind everything that's dropping. So it's a whole system that you have to do per your body.
Wow. It definitely sounds like you've thought of everything in working through this. But what, I guess, how has it been received? You said obviously millions of views on that first post. I'm sure that opened a lot of people's eyes, and then you kind of went on this path to come up with your own cleanse. So have you felt that kind of reaction from people taking the cleanse, and how many people are, I guess, having their life change? That has to feel cool.
It is. It's super cool. I actually looked last night at like our sales. So we have a 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility. Rogers Hood makes our products. I run Rogers Hood, so we make our own products. We have 30 employees that help us do everything, including my social media. But it's really important that we have organic, ethically sourced herbs that we soak ourselves. So with that said, we've sold over 200,000 just Parify kits since 4 years ago. And like the first couple of days we did this, we sold 500 kits the first hour. We sold ourselves out. We actually doubled our sales. And total, we've sold over 400,000 products because we don't just sell parasite cleansing. I also had mold poisoning. So we sell mold kits to help with mold cleansing. People are exposed and need a little boost in their mitochondria to push the mold out. We also sell a lymphatic kit that doubles as a Lyme kit because I also have Lyme. So we do a lot of environmental toxin cleansing kits, and it's $100. You don't need a doctor to come in and tell you you can or can't take this, because I'm trying to show my community how to be sovereign and to also be your own patient advocate and start cleaning your soil. And that's really the way to do it. You got to start somewhere, or they're going to absorb. They can absorb 90% of our nutrients. So you could be sitting here taking all of these supplements to help you, but is it really absorbing back into your body, or is it just being absorbed into something it's just sitting there, if that makes sense? Mm-hmm. But it has been well received. We do have quite a bit of celebrities that do our kits, but it's kind of such a taboo subject that people don't really want to admit that, oh, by the way, I do 3 to 4 parasite cleanses every single year. They're just kind of doing them behind the scenes. We are one of the cleanest. We are third party tested. We don't put any additives inside like other companies have recently put in, like citric acid as an additive, which is derived from mold. And so we're really keeping it as organic in the way that our ancestors used to cleanse their bodies.
Wow. Okay, so I'm 2 weeks in and I'm loving it. I've kind of gone on this whole health hormone journey, and I feel amazing, and I think this is part of it. I'm curious though. Where should I be looking for these worms? I haven't seen any. Am I just super parasite free, or I'm not doing intense inspection, and I would prefer not to, but what am I looking for here?
Okay, so first off, there's 3 types of cleansers. There's a flusher, there's a looker, and there's a digger.
I am not a digger. I will tell you that right now.
If you were a digger, I would end our whole podcast.
I'm not a digger. I love diggers, but I'm not a digger.
I love diggers because they like send pictures. And
oh my God.
Send the pictures. We have a 600-page parasite identification ebook. It's free in my profile that you can download and see all the worms that have come out of people with our kit.
Wow.
I have 5,000 on my phone.
Oh my gosh. I want to go look kind of.
Oh, it's gnarly and crazy and validating, and like there's only one in there that's mine because I'm not a digger. I used to just be a flusher, and now I'm a flusher and a looker. But I was forced to look when I dropped roundworm, flukes, and pinworms. But not everyone will see anything. So that's kind of a preconceived notion that you would automatically see worms. You might not have physical worms. So the breakdown of the actual words of parasites are protozoas, which are microscopic, which I had Cryptosporidium parvium, which is parvo, which kills puppies. I got it from my water. My husband had D. fragilis, also got it from our water. And then Giardia. Everybody's heard the word Giardia. You're supposed to boil your water when you have a pipe break because it's in the water, right? So those are microscopic. You're not going to ever see those. So we were talking about digging.
Yes, and I'm not a digger. I'm a looker.
Okay, so one funny thing about the digging thing, people say I should start a kit, but I just don't have a whole lot of time to do a digging kit. But like, you need chopsticks, gloves, a mask, you need a microscope, like you need to have, like, they've got ones for your phones that you can kind of like look underneath and like it'll put it on your phone. Oh yeah, it's a thing. This is a thing. For me, when I did my first cleanse, they just were at the top of the bowl. I didn't have to even do anything. I just saw the flukes. The roundworm eggs were chilling. There were actually sacks of eggs, because roundworm eggs, sometimes you can see them, sometimes they're microscopic. But like, people are like, you should do a digging kit. I just don't have the time right now. So if there's anyone out there that wants to help me mass produce a digging kit, I am down. What else in the world?
You know who you need to call. Have you seen those little like dinosaur eggs that are dirt and the kids can like hammer them until they get to the little dinosaur in the bottom. That company could definitely help. And it's like a parent like digging kit.
I mean, it's the truth, man. It's the truth.
Yeah.
We're out here living our best life trying to dig through poop.
Oh
It's
my
not
gosh.
fun.
No.
It's not fun. So
No.
not everyone's going to see something. And I think that that's the biggest thing that people don't realize. And I don't know if you guys ever saw my pineapple juice video, but it can break them into smithereens. Like you won't ever see them. Physically, you may never see, you may not have physical worms. You may have a parasite. But if you're not digging with the digging kit.
No kit needed over here. All good. Just going to keep being a looker. Just going to keep being a looker.
Same.
Oh my gosh.
I feel the same. Like some of my friends, man, they send me stuff, but I'm all, I don't even want to know how you got it. Like some of the things that are sent to me, they're all on paper towels. And I passed something a few months ago and I barely took a picture. Like that's how much I am just flush and go. But there's no way I couldn't. There's no way this thing was huge.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I'm really grateful I did just for my own mindset. And then I sent it to my doctor and I was like, what do you think this is? The Worm Queen's asking because I get like, oh my God, what's coming out of my body? Like I still have the same reactions as everyone else.
Yeah.
I can help everyone else when it comes to my body. I'm like, oh my
gosh.
Yeah.
I have like so many questions. I want to ask about doctors, but while we're on ourselves and our personal situations, I am waiting. So I wanted to ask you about waiting for a full moon. Does that help? Because the same lady who's helping Emily with her hormones and wellness stuff helps me. And she said, yes, do a parasite cleanse. Her daughter had actually just done one or a parasite test and found out that was causing all kinds of her stomach pain and just issues that she was having as a little like 5-year-old girl. So she was like, yes, do this, but wait for a full moon because they're very active. And I was like, what in the world? So I'm like Googling, like, when is the full moon? Like I have all my stuff ready to go, but what do you think about that?
Okay, so you can wait until the full moon. I'm never patient enough. I just do it. But if you guys are ready, I'm going to tell you there's 2 full moon. One's a French folklore and one is like full moon. So you can determine when you should start it. So the French who eat a lot of snails, and snails have schistomiasin in them, which coats your bladder and your reproductive system. So a lot of women that have like female issues, that could really be an issue for them. So the French say to start your parasite cleanse 3 days prior to the full moon because they start to dislodge themselves, hopping on the serotonin river, getting, waterfront property as they create new communities. So your serotonin is higher and your melatonin is lower. And that's why they say to do it over a full moon, because more of them come out to eat your serotonin to make you kind of cray-cray. And then your melatonin goes down. So you're not really thinking level-headed at all. And that's why they tell you to do it over the full moon. But the French say to start it 3 days prior to the full moon because that's when they start to dislodge and you'll get more of them. That's the theory behind the full moon, specifically because you're trying to get as many as possible. Man, I can't ever wait. If I don't feel well, I'm just taking it.
Okay, so my question, so I'm 2 weeks in. It's a 30-day cleanse, right? So I've got 2 more weeks to go. How often would I do this?
3 to 4 times a year minimum. Okay. Now, I give you around 40 to 45 days worth of product.
Okay.
You can do a couple of things. One, this is for ages 3 and up. I don't want to forget that. This is for ages 3 and up. We're one of the only kits out there that ages 3 and up, and we have nut-free options. I don't want to forget that. It's in my mind right now. Okay, so back to I give you around 40 to 45 days. So if you are feeling good at the end of your 30 days, then I recommend over the full moon doing a 5-day just small cleanse for the 2 months. I give you enough to do that. And then you hop back on every 90 days.
Okay.
If you are done and you're like, I'd like to keep going, you wait 7 days between each cleanse and you can start again.
Got it.
You can also keep going and finish the bottles.
Okay.
because I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving medical advice, I give you so many options for you to choose yourself. Some people do the 30 days, they stop, they do 5 days over the full moon, and then they get back on a 30-day again. Some people just keep going and give themselves 7-day breaks here and there. That allows the eggs to hatch. And then you come back in and clean out those eggs.
So creepy to think about.
They're alive in our body.
Yeah. It's totally creepy, and it sounds like most everybody should be doing this. How much of our, I mean, I know this is a hard to answer question for everybody, but these things that we feel when we're feeling off, when we're feeling crampy, when we say our stomach's off, if we say that we're just in a like feeling moody or we're aching, how much of the world do you think, how much could this help Gen Pop if everyone were to do it? Like, I guess the question is like, how big of an impact do these worms have on our day-to-day life?
Huge impact. We're not cleansing, so you can't tap in and say that feeling is me. I said that. Like, honestly, there are things that I've said and done that I'm like, that's just not me to the core. And since cleansing, I realized it really was never me to the core. And parasites can hijack and control your mind. Mold brainwashes and parasites control. There's a parasite called Toxoplasmosis gondii. It's the cat parasite that everybody says don't scoop cat poop while you're pregnant. Well, anyone can get it. It just happens to be a parasite that's been proven to cross into the womb of your child and affect your child. So Patricia Arquette has toxo. Her daughter has toxo and has some issues because of toxo. So that's why they say don't scoop the poop. But the thing is that Toxoplasmosis gondii can control your mind. So the mouse has toxoplasmosis in their brain. They go cuddle up to a cat that we all know cats don't like mice, and mice are afraid of cats. But because the toxo says go to the cat, it's sexually attracted to the cat's urine. So it's heading over there for that reason. The next round of Toxoplasmosis gondii is in the cat's gut. It's an enzyme. So it has brainwashed the mouse to go and get eaten by the cat. It's really that scary, but also it tells you to eat sugar and salt. So it really can go in because they hijack our nervous system. And if you think about that in the big picture, Candida is a parasite. Candida causes you to eat more sugar. We all have yeast in our body. Candida is created from the yeast of overgrowth, and it tells you to eat more sugar so that it can keep surviving and thriving.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Is nuts.
They're outthinking us.
Yeah.
They're smarter than us. They always have been.
Yeah, and you just think that like, oh, well, you know, surely I would. And I mean, when I floated this out to my girlfriends, they're like, oh, yeah, apparently we all have parasites and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys are just okay with this? Like, y'all just knew we all had parasites and we're just cool. We're just floating around with some parasites. Like, I want this shit out of me as soon as possible.
Yeah. They can control you. It's a frequency. So our bodies are constantly trying to get into homeostasis. And because these guys lower our frequencies, our bodies struggle to get back to the homeostasis frequency. So we're doing all of these things to get ourselves to a homeostasis frequencies, but these guys are lowering our frequency. So we're just already in a negative by the time we wake up in the morning. We're already in a fight or flight, right? Because we're trying to fight to get ourselves normal. And so when you have something in your body that's alive, then you're constantly trying to fight for that. And that's the issue. We're really in a weird spot now in our life because we've lived like this for so long. We think this is normal. So Emily, since you're 2 weeks in, aren't you just feeling to the next level? Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I can feel this way.
No, I do feel, I mean, Julie and Jasmine asked me this, we were texting this morning and they were like, how do you feel? I was like, I feel great. And I feel like I'm doing a lot of things. I don't want to say it's just this, but I'm drinking less. I'm sleeping more. I mean, I've been doing this, but like my energy is great. I just feel like I'm 48 years old. I'm not getting any younger. And so I've been trying to figure out this whole, figure myself out as I age. And, I feel really good. My energy is up. Like used to this time of day, 3:00 in the afternoon, I'm like, if I could just sleep for like 30 minutes, if I could just be still for 30 minutes and now I'm not that way. And so like I said, I don't want to give you all the credit or this cleanse all the credit, but I think it's part of this whole kind of picture that I've been able to put into a frame of, doing the things that my body needs based on, based on the hormone doctor that I've been talking to, and she's helped me with, my hormones, getting those regulated. I mean, all that combination of things that as we get older, you kind of have to pay attention to those things, and the things that you never would have thought of when you were 25 or 30. Now that I'm 48, it's like, I got to look at all the shit if I'm going to stay on this level.
Yep. And if you're not absorbing everything that is being given to you,
100%,
because it can absorb 90% of the nutrients. So really our bodies have been living off of 10% of everything. That's medications, supplements, anything you're doing, they can absorb that into their bodies. So it might not be just the cleanse, but you are absorbing everything you're doing outside of that cleanse now because of the fact that your body is actually taking it in. I mean, how can we live off 10% nutrients?
Yeah.
It's no wonder we're all chronically ill. It's no wonder none of us are actually feeling any better. We haven't cleaned our soil to allow our soil to be flourishing.
It makes a ton of sense. It really does. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Like when I first saw you and Jasmine told us about it, I was like, okay, really? Like, what are we talking about here? This lady, I don't know if I really buy into this, but I mean, the way you talk about it and the research that you've done, it makes a ton of sense. And I can't wait for Julie to try this. I cannot wait. Because she's in a little bit of a transition period with her health, trying to get her, her body regulated and in order. So
I probably have worms. Yep.
Yeah. Julie, we all do, friend. We're all here for you. You're not alone. It really is.
We're a self-help group.
I tell you what, though, we got millions of people joining you. So so many people.
I'm gonna start looking a little harder. And I might, if I find anything, I'm going to send you a picture.
Borderline digger over here.
No. There will be no digging. There will be no digging.
Everybody says that to me. I'm like, listen, I haven't dug yet. I have not dug yet. And I'm the worm queen and I still haven't dug. But I have no judgment because that really is, I didn't need that validation. And really, if you look at this in a big picture, it's so validating. When I saw them sitting in the toilet, just floating at the toilet. So here's kind of what made me do my cleanse. I came across a gal's TikTok that said that she almost unalived herself over worms. And in 2019, when my husband and I gathered our lives together, sold everything, quit our careers, and went out to our recreational property to build a log home and to be there if I died, because that's really where I was headed. I was very ill. I was declining rapidly. We got our affairs in order. We got out there. I didn't want to leave my husband with a mortgage and debt. I really wanted to leave him in a good space so he could grieve and just go work some rando job. So we gathered our whole lives. A year and a half, I really worked diligently on my health. I mean, I'm talking like got me off of 22 years of benzodiazepine. We did everything we could to get me in a better space. I wasn't pooping. It'd been 30 days. I was in my 13th surgery and I thought, okay, well, I've taken mushrooms, since I was like 13. Sometimes they make you go to the bathroom and they help like your mind. So I'm just going to go ahead and grow some mushrooms. Let's see if that's something that can help me. And if anything, I go poop and my mind helps, right? Because I had terrible PTSD. So a year and a half, we're doing this. I scroll on TikTok. I come across a chick that says, I almost unalived myself. And I thought, 5 years ago, I thought I had worms. My doctors gaslit me and said, there's no way you have worms, Kim. You're in a first world country. And I was like, yeah, but I've traveled to Mexico. Like I drink tap water here and there. I don't anymore. But it's possible. I eat the fish. I led them in my mind thinking, oh, they're right. They're right. So when I came across her video, I ordered her, whatever she was selling was Paragard. I ordered it and immediately took it. I got it like 2 days later. And within 3 days, this pain that I had on my right side, that was an indication I needed surgery again, which I can't have any more surgeries. I've had 13. So I'm kind of on my own. My doctors all told me you're on your own. I took it and I saw the flukes, the roundworm, and the pinworms just literally floating at the top. It was just a full unload of and so I didn't ever have to dig. But the pain that I had on my right side was gone. And I've never had that pain again. And now I know it was literally just sacks of eggs just sitting there growing, pushing, like going into my body, because they can live in our tissue and our muscle. I mean, we're eating animals that have them. We're eating their muscle, their tissue. So the thought process behind that this couldn't be something for us in a first world country is crazy to me, And then I started digging into other countries, the way that they cleanse. Like Jamaica does a tea once a month called the Bush. And Mexico, they can just go to the pharmacy and get antiparasitics, and they take it with HCQ, which is their binder with charcoal. Korea, they all do some sort of antiparasitic cleanse in their lifetimes. We just happen to lose this in the translation over 101 years ago. And so you may never see anything, but how do you feel? And then how is everything that you're taking absorbing? The moment that I started feeling better, I just started putting nutrients into my body, and it was absorbing, and I started losing weight, and I started, depuffing, and my hair stopped falling out. And it's because my body got out of fight or flight. And it was like, oh my gosh, like you just found your root cause, Kim, one of them. And now we want to make it better. And so it started to absorb 10% more, 20% more of the supplements that I was taking that were never even getting absorbed. It was like in and out, Same with hormones.
Yeah.
Because I had a hysterectomy when I was 29. So I'm actually on a gel, so it absorbs immediately and doesn't have to fight with anything. But even that can weight them down.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like definitely something that I need to do. I'm going to go start right now. I have it sitting here, but I'm like, hysterectomy, check, like endometriosis, check. Like I had all these things, and also a cancer survivor, so there's just stuff, a lot of health stuff. And hearing you speak, it's kind of like, what if this is it, and I appreciate your passion behind it, because you can tell how life-changing it's been for you. And it's probably a little frustrating that it's not more widespread, especially if people around the world are doing it, but we're not doing it here. And I've learned a lot just as a mom. And at this point in life, the more educated you are on these types of things, there's a lot out there that doctors don't tell us about. And so I think it's really important to advocate for this kind of stuff. And it's awesome. It's awesome what you're doing. And it sounds silly, like worms, but we're talking about worms. But if it's life-changing for people, then, anything we can do to spread the word even further, I think is really important.
Julie, when is the full moon?
I was just going to look.
The beginning of September.
Had it. We just had a full moon. Now, if you think about how you're doing this and you have children and you can change the way they view this, the ripple effect that you'll have on your child, because pinworms don't just go away. And most kids get pinworms because they're eating dirt, but gardeners can get pinworms because their hands are in dirt all day too. So if you think about pinworms in a child, how they're like lice in the butt, they're never going to go away. You have to go in and do a main cleanse to rid their bodies, and they live in the appendix. So your child could have appendix issues because that's where pinworms live. Then all of a sudden you disrupt their environment, and then they become a whole thing, and your child starts to have behavioral issues, dark circles under their eyes. Like you just get them in this routine. They're not going to ever think anything bad. They're just going to be like, yeah, I deworm, you don't. Like that's really the whole process in my mind of, well, the adults do it, the children do it. Now this is just going to be a thing that they do every single, 3 months to make themselves feel better.
It'd be cool if the pediatricians did it.
Right? I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I actually, just so you guys know, what I'm doing behind the scenes is I have a lobbyist, and I'm working on doing some medical reform, because how easy would it be if we had accurate, affordable, available testing to go, this is my root cause.
Yeah.
Mold was my root cause and Lyme was a root cause. Like this isn't just the only root cause, but it's the easiest root cause to actually figure out and get rid of. It really is a simplified way of finding out what could be your digestive issues, your skin issues, if you have floaters. Like there's so many things that when you go in and you do 30 days and you're like, I feel better. Like because you might have had a parasite and just didn't even know it.
Right.
You know, and like two things. One, I get so excited to talk about this because I nerd out about it because it's really such a thing that's affecting us in so many ways. You said you had cancer. If you think about the way that the cancer is formed with a hard shell around it, a tumor, these things do that. Biofilm is what they're encased in, and it's a mucus, and it's hard, and it's an enter only. Nothing can exit out unless you break that biofilm, exposing them. And so a lot of other parasite cleanses don't break that biofilm. And I learned that on my journey. And so you're just making them angry. But if you think about a hard case tumor, a lot of things could be that, right? A lot of things could be this. And I've talked about it with Dr. Axe. He actually had said one of his friends had brain parasites that they said he had brain cancer. He did a cleanse and it's gone now.
Wow.
I'm not saying that's the answer to everything, but there is suspicion when it comes to how they can encase themselves. So that's really important for people before they go and do life-altering medical procedures, that they give themselves a fighting chance and see, is this really what my problem is?
Yeah.
You know, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on my health prior. I had surgeries every 2 years. If I could have just done a simple cleanse and been like, yep, that's it, or nope, that's not, the validation for me would have been huge. And I come from this world. I was valedictorian in both of my healthcare degrees. So if someone who loves this and is passionate about the body didn't know, unfortunately, our doctors are not allowed to go out of the box. Malpractice.
Yep.
Right. So really, we've been handcuffed to having the same beliefs that we read in a book. And if that book's been changed, how can we change that? I worked as a licensed medical specialist. I know what it looks like to stay in a box, and to be able to go outside of that box is really tough. You have to be okay with anything that comes at you if you go outside of that box.
Yeah.
So in defense of them, it's not something that like we were ever taught. And I know because I was in academics, even lab technicians, we were not taught how to do this as a lab technician. I didn't teach it. You got 3 minutes. Your lab slip says this is not in lieu of a parasitic infection. It's stamped negative. They got 3 minutes to look at your stool and move on. Yep. That's the reality of where we're at in Western medicine.
Yeah. Well, I've been hearing a lot about that with insurance and everything else. We had to find a different doctor who left her practice because she didn't have time to spend with patients, because it was in and out and in and out and in and out. You don't get to know your patients. And then my son has been doing neurofeedback, and it has been really great for him. And it's just another thing that, you know, they want to just kind of give you the drugs and move on. And there's other options. So I think this is kind of right in line with that. Just advocating for yourself, for your kids, learning about all the options out there and going outside of the box and not just listening to what the doctors tell you. I think is really, really important for parents and to take care of ourselves and our children. And I just wanted to lastly clear up, is this the cleanse, your main cleanse that you sent us, safe for kids?
Mm-hmm. Ages 3 and up. You can add it to warm water and have them take it in water. Warm water will dissipate that alcohol taste. We make alcohol tinctures. Or you can add it to juice or water, just regular water. And then if they have a hard time taking pills, because you should bind as long as everybody's pooping, you can add that to applesauce because it's Ceylon cinnamon and coconut activated charcoal. So it's going to taste yummy. And then it's going to help bind them. And that will allow the body to not reabsorb anything that's being dropped. Binders are negatively charged herbs and positively charged toxins. So it acts as a magnet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So enlightening. I love it.
Yeah, this was fascinating. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be a deep looker, not a digger, but I'm gonna be a deep looker from here on out in my final 2 weeks, and then I'll keep you posted. I'm anxious to see how this continues, how it finishes out for me. But we've enjoyed our time with you. It's super fascinating what you've done. Best of luck to you and all that you do, and I'll send you some pics if I find any worms.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and expertise on this topic, which is obviously a very important one, and we'll continue to spread the word as much as we can.
All right, and Kim, we end every show by throwing up the peace signs and saying "Mom game out." So whenever we say 3, then you throw up the peace sign and say "Mom game out." 1, 2, 3.
Mom game out.